everyone, welcome back. So today I am going to be giving you a review and a demo on the Marc Jacobs ReMarcable Full Coverage Foundation. I was really excited when I had seen this in the Sephora last week. This retails for $55 and it just came out July 27th, I think was the date that it went live in Sephora's and on marcjacobsbeauty.com. What I was intrigued most about this is the fact that it is a full coverage foundation. What makes this different from other foundations that look like it's a serum is the fact that it does have this dropper-like appearance, but it's really not a dropper. At first when I had seen it, I thought it was a dropper and I was like, wait, this I can't squeeze anything out of it. But the whole key to this process of doing this foundation is to dot it onto the face. It does blend very easily. The only thing is it will dry right away. So my advice to you is there's a couple different ways that you can do it. I do like applying foundation with my fingers. I don't see there to be anything wrong with it, but I have to say I had a really good application by using the Sigma Kabuki brush that I'm going to show you guys in the demo. I thought it blended in the foundation fantastic. I mean, I loved the way it blended it in. It was just absolutely beautiful. It felt like velvet on my skin as I was blending it in. With this type of foundation, I don't recommend using a primer because it has that consistency to it where it is full coverage and it does adhere to the skin beautifully and it doesn't have a lot of movement. But what I can tell you is that I do have a lot of facial expressions naturally, as you guys know, because I'm Italian and I grew up in Brooklyn my whole life. But what I can say is that it did settle into the fine lines. So the 11s that are right here in between my brows and a little bit of the facial wrinkles that I have here, which are very minimal, the foundation did settle in there a little bit. So that kind of bothered me a little bit. That was the only negative that I had about this foundation. So there were two options that we have in terms of preventing that from happening. What I can recommend is you go in with the Amazing Cosmetics Line Smoother. I used it in one of my other tutorials. I love it. It works absolutely beautiful. Roll it on to the areas where you want to prevent the lines from coming out as you wear your foundation. And it really does work really well. So that would be my recommendation, or you would want to wear a primer. But with this type of full coverage foundation, I really don't think it's a necessity to wear a primer, but that's going to be your personal choice. That's my choice. You can actually just put the primer in areas that you think would become more apparent with the lines because of the foundation. But other than that, I think this is a great foundation. I think if you have oily skin, you are really going to love this foundation because it's definitely going to adhere to the oils and it's going to keep it at bay all day. I mean, even as the day goes on, I'm sure moisture will come through, but it's not going to show as if your skin is oily. Now for my dry skin girls, my normal to dry skin girls, my normal girls, it's going to be like a matte coverage. My dry skin girls, I think you guys are going to benefit from this too because I'm typically dry. So what I do like is I like the reparative emulsion that I wore since I've been using it, and it gives me just enough moisture. But when it first originally applies, it's definitely going to have that matte texture to it. If you guys know anything about the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, this has the same exact texture as it. I don't feel that I looked cakey through the day. Every time I looked at myself in the car mirror, or I was passing a mirror and I looked in it, or I saw myself in a reflection, I felt my skin looked flawless. And I also felt it really covered up any imperfections. So let's get right into the demo so I can show you guys the two ways that I applied it. Okay guys, so the shade that I picked up is number 52, Honey Love. This is what the bottle looks like up close. It's really nice, chic. I mean, you know, I'm not really one that's a big, really into packaging, but it is a nice bottle. So what I do always with these types of foundations is I like to shake them up. The only thing is the consistency is not as liquidy as like the Dear Nude Air would be. So this is a little bit more thicker. So this is the applicator. There's like a little ball at the top of it. And this is what it looks like, you know, when you take it out of the foundation bottle. I picked up this shade because it matches my body. So on camera, you might notice that this shade is a little bit darker than what I am. But you guys have to remember, I always wear SPF, especially on my face. So my face is always a little bit lighter than the rest of my body. But it is going to blend in really nice. So the first way I tried using this is I took it and I was like, this is a little confusing to me because I don't see no dropper on it. So what I did is I kind of just like made marks on my face. I'm going to use my hands today just so you guys see how it blends in. So what I did is I started to apply it as if I was just rubbing it into my face like a moisturizer. So this is definitely not as silky and creamy as the Dior Nude Air. It has a consistency to it like the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible Foundation that I spoke about on my channel a few months ago. It does dry very fast, so it has like that velvety matte feel to it as you're gliding it on the skin. A little bit goes a long way. It does dry, like I said, very fast. So you do have to blend it. So if you do like to blend stuff with your fingers, you just have to go really fast with it. I do think that it adheres to the skin beautifully. The only thing I have on my face right now is the Aniise Clinical Reparative Moisture Emulsion cream. I love this for my kit, and I also love this for myself. So it restores the skin, it hydrates it, and it also has very good antioxidant benefits in it to smooth it out, give it nice moisture. So if you guys have oily skin, you are really going to love this foundation. And if you are a little nervous about trying this out and starting with this, I would say start in increments and start small. This is going to be a great foundation to get you through the rest of the hot days in the summer, and this is also going to be great for fall, because come the fall, everybody starts going back into their matte full coverage foundations because, even though I like a glow, not everybody likes that for fall. If you're a little nervous about full coverage, I don't know if this is something that you guys really like immediately. I think this is something that because it's a little bit more on the matter side, if you're not into matte foundations, I don't really know if you would love it. So now I want to show you guys how I apply it using the Sigma Round Kabuki F82. Same method. I just washed my face off and I had the reparative moisture emulsion on my face. Shake it up, and now I'm going to do the same method. You really don't need too much with this foundation, but sometimes I do feel that the Sigma Kabuki sometimes may soak up a little bit of the foundation. But so now what I do is I start to just kind of blend it in like this, and I have to say this brush really blends in the foundation beautifully, like literally glides onto my skin. And I just washed all my brushes, so I could tell that the makeup is definitely applying much better. If you guys want, you could check out how I clean my brushes. I'll put a link below to the video that I just did a couple days ago. I think last week I put this one on. I have to say, I really like this foundation. I think this foundation is really going to be great for my oily skin clients. Okay guys, so I did my makeup. I did something very simple and soft today. I didn't even do my eyebrow. It's a flawless finish. I mean, it doesn't really look like you have makeup on. So I can't say that this is full coverage and it's cakey. And it's summer right now. We're in August in New York. It's hot. Today actually happens to be a beautiful day, but I don't really see like my pores are sticking out. Okay guys, so I hope that you enjoyed this review on the Marc Jacobs ReMarcable Foundation. Please let me know if you have any questions. You guys know that I am always here for you, and I try to answer all your questions as fast as I can. So don't forget to subscribe and like this video. If you like more reviews like this, please give this video a thumbs up. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Have a beautiful week.